Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second and final video blog of the night for Sunday, August 21st, 2016, around 8:15 in the evening in Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun went down. It was a nice day, a little bit breezy, a touch humid. Overnight tonight, could be some rain showers, but nothing to break this drought, which is in a very extreme drought. Tomorrow morning, some places in the Merrimack Valley could be waking up to 45 to 50 degrees, but it's going to shoot up to the 70s, and it'll be same Tuesday morning before more humid weather comes back. We need a hurricane just to break the deficit. Don't know if it's going to happen, but the tropics are getting active. Some news to report. The Detroit Tigers beat the Boston Red Sox by the score of 10-5. The Tigers and Red Sox split a 4-game series, and the Red Sox didn't lose any ground on the Toronto Blue Jays because they lost to the Indians, and they're still in second place in the American League East because the Orioles lost as well. Also, the U.S. men's basketball team crushed Serbia to win the gold medal. That was expected. And the USA won 121 medals overall in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. It was a great 16-day event. The networks of NBC did awesome coverage of carrying all the games, most of the events on several different networks. Closing ceremonies are now on NBC, hosted by Bob Costas, who did a perfect job as Olympics host. And that's about it on the news. My second and final video blog of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is about former WWE diva Terri Runnels, a.k.a. Marlena, a.k.a. the She-Devil, a.k.a. Alexandra York. Terri was in the world of sports entertainment for close to 15 years, and she was awesome. Terri was born and she grew up in Florida. She was a Baptist at one time, and Terri, before getting into the world of professional wrestling or sports entertainment, worked as a makeup artist for the Larry King Show on CNN. Because at that time, CNN was owned by Ted Turner, and Ted Turner owned WCW. Around 1990, Terri Runnels was dating Flying Brian Pillman, one of the WCW top stars, and Pillman recommended that Terri should be a valet. She made her debut in November 1990 as the new manager to Michael Wall Street, who's Mike Rotunda, with later on IRS. He had a transformation to like a stockbroker from Wall Street, and Michael Wall Street was managed by Alexander York for about 2 months before Michael Wall Street went to the WWE and became IRS. And then Alexander got a new client. It was Terry Taylor, who became the computer wise man of the 1990s, Terrence Taylor. And Alexander York also got a bodyguard, Mr. Hughes. And later on, the York Foundation added Ricky Morton, who became Richard Morton, who was part of the Rock and Roll Express, but I didn't really like Richard Morton gimmick because he was better off as one of the Rock and Roll Express. And later on, Tommy Wildfire Rich as Thomas Rich. And the York Foundation was kind of a very underrated stable. They even claimed the World Six-Man Tag Team titles of WCW before that title was dissolved in early 1992. Alexander York was a business lady. She wore glasses and she carried a computer. In early 1992, the York Foundation was dissolved, and Terri left wrestling for about 4 years. Around 1993, she got married to Dustin Rhodes, and they were married approximately 5 years, and they have one daughter together, Dakota. In 1996, Terri comes back to the world of sports entertainment, and she is Goldust's manager, valet, Marlena. Marlena wore gold suits, and she was very good looking. She always wore gold dresses. They were pretty amazing. Also, she smoked a cigar. And Marlena would, like, once in a while feud with the other women in WWE, like Sable and Sunny and China, and kind of loved the pairing of Goldust and Marlena a lot. And they had, like, an interview with Jim Ross in May of 1997, like revealing the Goldust character as Dustin Rhodes. That was a pretty good interview. In the summer of 1997, Goldust feuded with Brian Pillman, the Loose Cannon. Goldust won at SummerSlam 1997. Pillman had to wear a dress, and then he goes on a long losing streak. But on one Monday Night Raw, Pillman challenged Goldust to in In Your House pay-per-view. If he lost, he would leave the WWE forever, but if he won, he would get the services of Marlena for 30 days, and then Marlena kind of accepted the challenge for Goldust. And then at In Your House in September, the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman beat Goldust, and then he got the services of Marlena for 30 days, and Flying Brian dressed, the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman dressed Marlena wearing like clothing, like she was dressed as a hooker and stuff, like tight skirts, tight tops. Unbelievable when they showed like Pillman's X-Files stuff. But this angle was dropped because of the untimely death of the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman. And about a month after this, like, they had the interview with Goldust and Marlena with Jim Ross on a Monday Night Raw in November 1997. Like, Goldust got mad, and he said the marriage was over between him and Marlena was crying and stuff. Their real life marriage ended like in 1998, but they remained friendly. And Terri takes a year off from competing at the WWE, but she comes back in September 1998 using a real name, Terri Runnels. And first, she's as a valet to Val Venus, who was feuding with Goldust. But Terri tried to get back with Goldust, even going back with like Marlena character for a couple of days. Then she teams up with Jacqueline, and they become PMS, Pretty Mean Sisters, and they were like kind of a great act in my opinion. It was just to get them television time. Eventually they added Ryan Shamrock to the group, and then they co-managed another wrestler who was Meat, who became Sean Stasiak. Then Terri was bouncing around from like wrestler to wrestler for about a time. In later on in 1999, she had the Terri Invitational Tournament between the Edge and Christian and the New Brood, who was the Hardy Boys, and at like a paid per view, whoever won that tournament would get the services of Terri as manager. The Hardy Boys won, so Terri became the manager of the Hardy Boys for a few months, and she turns on the Hardy Boys, and then she gets into a feud with Stacey Carter as a aka as a cat, and they have a WrestleMania match, which was pretty funny, and eventually, like, Terri does some funny stuff, like one time in a skit that she cuts the cat's hair, which was very, very funny. She was also known as the Diva, which was pretty good. Also, like, she would always compete in bikini contests and other stuff. Then, like, Terri Runnels manages the Radicals, and then Perry Saturn. Then she joins the Alliance. She, like, bounced around a lot. The final 2 years of, like, Terri in the WWE, she became an interviewer, which, you know, I didn't really like her in the role as an interviewer. She was much better as a valet, but, like, one of the times she was an interviewer, she became hardcore champion with beating Stevie Richards, but she lost it a couple of seconds later. In early 2004, the WWE released Terri Runnels, and, like, for the next 4 or 5 years, she would make appearances on in the independent circuit. She did a great shoot interview for High Spots in 2008. I have that interview. It's a recommended interview. And she retired from the wrestling business in 2009. Ever since then, she does a lot of charity work. She appears at wrestling conventions. She one time dated former ECW wrestler New Jack for about a few years, but they broke up. And Terri was once close to the late great WWE Hall of Famer Ray Traylor, aka the Big Boss Man, aka Big Bubba Rogers. Ray Traylor actually gave Terri away for a marriage she had to a motivational coach in 2002, which that marriage didn't work, unfortunately. And Terri Runnels should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, in my humble opinion, because she's one of the best divas during the Attitude Era. And that's about it on her. And that's about it on these video blogs for the night. But tomorrow, 3 more video blogs will be coming for you. First video blog will be about the top 10 restaurants in Boston ever. Second video blog will be about NBC Boston. They don't have a station yet, but I'll tell you how NBC Boston came about. And the third and final video blog of the night, the personality profile. Tomorrow's personality profile will be about the host of Live with Kelly Ripa. And look for video blogs about WHDH Channel 7 this week, and also about the one of the worst angles in professional wrestling history, in my humble opinion, the NWA angle in 1998 for the WWE, and surprises here and there. Come in September, the top 10 video blogs will be taking a hiatus, because there'll be great video blogs in September. Stay tuned. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button guy. Molly Roseblood, WCCO works on his nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York rocks and has the best legs in New York City. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. And in the words of Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do when the largest arms in the world go wild on you? Good night, everybody, and sweet dreams.